Well, we have heard from politicians, we've heard from clergy, we've heard from police. Well, now we are going to hear from some folks who say that they feel the pressure of racial injustice all too often.
Channel 2's Claudine Ewing calls it real talk with African Americans right here in our community who say that what really matters at this pivotal moment is unity.
Black men are speaking out. I spent time at Chopafellas on Bailey Avenue listening to the guys talk about the shooting of African Americans by cops.
Justice should be served about that. We got to start making examples of these officers.
It's no white kids getting shot down. It's no Spanish getting shot down. This is just like, what is this, hunting season for the blacks? You know, come on, it got to stop.
But what about the ambush of white police officers?
I was appalled.
What have you experienced? Is it something that somebody else of another race wouldn't even understand?
Your physical characteristics, your age, the way you dress, who you appear to be or profiled to be, dictates whether you're followed in the mall or accused of shoplifting or accused of drug trafficking,
I got pulled over one day, and the officer said I was on my phone. I said, officer, I wasn't on my phone. He talked to me like I was nothing.
These are real-life experiences of Buffalo men. They make it clear all officers are not bad. But part of the problem, they say, is a disconnect between police and the neighborhoods they serve.
You got to realize what you're dealing with here. You know, this is city. This is the city, inner city.
And as the nation searches for a solution, these guys use one word.
Unity. Once again, unity.
When it comes to Black Lives Matter, opinions vary.
I never got comfortable saying Black Lives Matter because all lives matter. For us to say only one race of people matters, lives matter, is so hypocritical.
It matters. It matters. We do matter. We live here just like everybody else. And we shouldn't be looked at as the color of our skin. We should be treated equal just like everybody else.
Yeah, I think that we're being targeted. I think that they see us as threats for some reason.
Are you a threat?
I feel like I'm an intelligent, just loving young man. I know we all have our ways. We have good sides and bad sides, but in the end, I'd rather love everybody than hate.
When asked to talk about their lives in Western New York, it's things like this we heard over and over again.
Being a black man, it's difficult for us to walk down Amherst and walk in certain places because they're going to stereotype us and they're going to pull us over and they're going to say, what you doing, why you driving here? You're 3 miles over the limit or something like that, or you were speeding back this way, so we need to stop you and see who you are. And I feel like we have to get interrogated everywhere we go.
Do you think that whites understand what black men are going through or deal with?
They don't have a clue. No disrespect.
So what matters?
Unity does matter.
Unity does matter, and that is the overriding theme that we heard from many of the African American men that we spoke with in the city of Buffalo, both today as well as yesterday. And really, Mary Alice, it was just real raw talk with these men, and it was actually good to get their perspective because they are the men who say that they feel that they are being targeted, not just in Buffalo, but this is something that's happening across the United States.
And am I correct in feeling that some of them are just feeling more comfortable speaking out now as they may have been 10 or 20 years ago?
I would say so. Some of these gentlemen are in their 50s, and some of the things that they saw then, they say they're seeing it again now. Cameras are making a big difference, so a lot of things are just coming to the fore so people can actually see it, and so that's why they're so willing to speak out. But they're speaking out because they want to change, they want unity.
Right. It was great hearing their perspective. Thank
Absolutely.
you for getting that, Claudine. Well, we are here, of course, in Niagara Square.
Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors, the second most populous city in the state. It is a city of many colors, and among the many races, especially between blacks and whites, there are differences. And what happened in Dallas is a tipping point, leading to an urgent call for unity on the home front.
There can be unity.
But the violence keeps happening. And locally, there are leaders reflecting diversity from City Hall. Yet, this is a city divided on some fronts and in need of being unified. In Buffalo, census numbers show just over 50% identify themselves as white. A little over 38% identify as black.
No one in our community stands for the senseless violence that's been taking place across this country.
So now the push to end violence against police and by police by unifying our community. A new Pew Research Center survey conducted this year finds differences between Black and white Americans in the way they experience day-to-day life. 47% of Blacks say someone has acted as if they were suspicious of them. 45% of Blacks say people have acted as if they thought they weren't smart. About 1 in 10 whites report having these types of experiences. Blacks are also more likely than whites to say they have been unfairly stopped by police. Look at the contrast, 18% to 3%. Blacks account for 24% of those fatally shot and killed by the police, despite being just 13% of the U.S. population. We've had national conversations, we've had local conversations, and now it continues.